Evening all. Right, so we're having a live for the simple reason. Kev phoned me about half an hour ago and said, have you stopped doing lives? And I said, kinda. So will we do a live? So I don't know what we're going to talk about. Not have anything planned, but we just thought we would do a live because Kev was kind of missing him. And I'm trying to get the comments on the stage. It's that long since I've done one. I don't really know what I'm doing anymore.
Just press buttons.
Yes. And it gets you. See, I want them up the right hand side as they come in. I'm out my comfort zone. I've not been active as much as I should have. Anyway, Kevin, a long time.
That has been a long time, Biggie.
What's been happening?
Not much, mate. Just the usual. Took me year. Went up to Lookers on Saturday. Very, very poor turnout. But the Perth, Dundee, Aberdeen and Falkirk were all together at Perth to start with, and then went to Falkirk afterwards, which I thought was quite poor. They could have swung by Lookers at least even for half an hour or so, just to give a wee bit of support. But hey ho, that is what it is, eh?
Well, you can't force anybody to do anything.
No. I just thought it would have been nice for them to. They keep using the word unity. There's not much unity in that one, is there?
Oh, I wasn't at Lookers on Saturday.
Aye, but you do other things though.
Aye, but because I wasn't there, I mean, you can't have a pop at people for no going to a protest.
Well, I'm not having
choices to go.
The reason I'm saying it, Craig, is that there was people had got in touch with the Peterhead guys and said that they were going to swing by Lookers on the way back down to Falkirk. So maybe I should have added that in at the beginning. So the plan was...
Even at that, so does that mean every time there's a protest in Scotland, if you don't go, you're not supporting it?
No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying they had said that they were going to go to Perth, then go to Lookers, and then go down the road to Falkirk. That's what the comment that was made, eh?
And they didn't?
No, and they didn't.
And what happened?
I don't know. I've never spoke to anybody. I've not spoke to anybody for the other movements. So
there could be 100 reasons why they didn't make it. So, and that shit happens. But how many people are we talking about that didn't turn up that said they were turning up?
Well, apparently the Perth folk had said that they were going to turn up, and some of the Falkirk and some of the Dundee.
Yeah, but how many people are we talking about?
I couldn't tell you, mate. I'm just going with what was
so there might have been three less. There might have been three less people there than because they couldn't make it, or there could have been 30. You don't know, but if it was somewhere between 3 and 30, but I suddenly made Lookers a really good mob. I mean, how many people were
there? Well, the crowds at Perth and Falkirk were good, apparently.
No, forget about them. How many was at Lookers?
About 10.
Right. So if 20 came that said they were coming, that didn't come, there would have been 30. That's still piss poor.
Aye.
How many people there were? How many people at the protest were from Lookers?
Well, that's the thing, Craig. It was quite a funny one. The honest answer to that is none. Now, for a protest that had been advertised quite well as well, I mean, a lot of the locals that maybe had walked by with their dug, a few of them had stopped, and there was a couple of locals came down about half an hour after it started, and there was a few locals stopped to speak to people and say that they were doing that they agree with it, but there was no kind of support for the local area. I suppose. I mean, there was a couple of locals who were saying that they weren't happy with what was going on in that barracks, but there just wasn't anybody turned up to support it. So, as you say, Craig, it is what it is. You know what I mean? You just pick up, chalk that one down to one that's not a very good one, and just move on and see what happens at the next again one. Maybe there's a bit of a bit of fatigue. Maybe the weather plays a part in it now.
Here's the thing, how many protests have been in Lookers?
I think that's the first one.
Right, so there's not been any. So nobody in Lookers and the surrounding areas get fatigue, because there'll never have been at one.
Aye.
Right, so you've got to kind of question the people in the area. They either A, can't be asked getting up off their arse and doing something for themselves, or B, they're not that bothered in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
They don't see it a problem. They see, we're looking at a problem, and I've already been up to Lookers and done a video with Alex up there, right? Because I was concerned about it. But if the people in Lookers aren't concerned about it, or the people in Lookers Village can't be bothered getting up off their arse about it, why should you, right?
Well, we've had this conversation before, and you made this point before, and do you know what? You're absolutely right, Craig. But I think a lot of people, like for instance, Inverness, they've got a guy that's in charge, and I really didn't want to say too much because I could get him into a bit of bother. But he's asking from outside help in order to get the protests in Inverness up and running.
Yeah.
But when you get there, the locals will take to the mic like they did at Cameron Barracks. Now that I don't have a problem with, do you know what I mean? Because as you say, it is about the locals. It's not about people like you and I that I'll maybe roll up into it. But people like yourself that take to the mic at these protests, it's good to show that there is a bit of outside support as well as inside support.
Aye,
So maybe Lookers.
Anytime I've ever asked to go to a protest, I always ask who's talking and how many.
Aye.
Because there's nothing worse than rent a mob and just half of Glasgow turning up at wherever. But if there's no urgency, there's no passion, there's no drive from a local community, then who are you or I to tell everybody in the world that local community has been affected by migrants?
Mm-hmm.
When nobody in Lookers, by the sounds of it, were there.
Well, you're absolutely bang on. So I think that's the one thing you just got to kind of steer away from. I know they're looking to do protests, but more rallies in city centres on the run up to the elections. So you get the opportunity to talk about all the subjects as opposed to just the niche subject to asylum seekers in areas. Because as you rightly pointed out there, Lookers look like they don't. I didn't want to use the words they don't care, right? Because there were a few residents that actually stopped their cars and sounded their horns as they were going by. But maybe they're not just in the frame of mind yet that they feel like it's let's protest against it. But like for instance, Inverness mob, they're running another one on 14th of February, and that has been arranged by Inverness itself.
Yeah.
But they're asking for a wee bit of outside support for people like to turn up and give them a bit of support, which is fine.
Yeah. That's superb. If you know that the people from Inverness have got a concern of what's happening in their own community, then you and I went to as far away as Epping to show supports for other communities. But if the folk at Epping weren't protesting at Epping, you and I wouldn't have went to Epping.
That's right.
So it's great to show support to communities that are trying to, create change. But if the people in the community don't want it, then all you are is just a jolly boys outing to go and get a wee bit of rabble on someone else's door patch. But you've got to have people from Lookers involved at supporting a protest at Lookers, or it looks to anybody from outside, but nobody from Lookers is bothered about what's happening in Lookers as people from Peterhead and Central Belt of Scotland.
Aye. I mean, you're absolutely bang on the money. I think that's the way the way I'm going to start looking at it from now on. Like as I said, I'm using Inverness as the example right now. They put a poster to one of the Peterhead United boys saying that they're looking to run one on the 14th at 2 p.m. in the city centre, and they're asking for support from the Inverness people so they put it in their Inverness Facebook page and all that. So they're advertising it to the locals, and then they're asking for support for people in Scotland if they can make it up. Do you know what I mean? So I think that's why I'm just going to date for here on in. Anything like that again on Saturday, I think we should just avoid it. That people at Lookers look like they're not that bothered right now, or it's maybe no anything that's affecting them. Maybe in time they might start protesting against it all. I don't know, but in the meantime,
the only caveat I would put on Lookers and Cameron Barracks is our troops that are in there, and they're not allowed to protest.
Aye.
So that's a wee bit different. But to have zero locals whatsoever, I mean, I've been up at Lookers. It is a wee place, right? So there'll be other people in that town that will be affected by what's going on in their doorstep. And if they're no bother, they're asked. And I've just accused Scott's made a good point, but I'm going to challenge him on a wee bit of it. He said also many people don't want trouble from the usual crowd makers, making their life hard. For the general public, it's difficult to be active. They're 100% right, it is. I'm facing 2 to 7 years in jail because of my actions. I'd do them again. And what is better? To do fuck all. What is more dangerous? To do fuck all and possibly your whole demographic of your community changes, or getting up off your arse and maybe taking a wee bit of stick off some Norbits online, because that's kind of where we're at. Doing nothing is not an option. Well, it is. Everybody's got an option of doing nothing. But see if you do nothing and you got a wee bit hard, get some grief after the usual wankers, fine. Don't shut my door when your neighbourhood goes south. But if you've been out trying your hardest, I will back support as much as I possibly can. But we can't do that, mate. And I'm not having a pop at you if you agree with your sentiment, but what I'm saying is it's wrong the way society is. You did, Kev.
I'm sorry, mate. I'm just listening. I mean, look, maybe the people at Lookers weren't quite ready, Craig. And we'll just need to take that one on the chin. As I said, it was strange because a lot of people did stop and they were like, oh, this is brilliant, this is what we're needing. And I mean, it was weird. We had two people that kind of opposed against it. One guy who does maintenance on the houses that they live in said that they're all good people.
Sorry, he does what?
He does maintenance on the houses that they live in.
What is it, like a business he's got?
It's a company. I'm not want to say the company out loud. Do you know what I mean?
So somebody that get paid to work in the houses of these people tells you that they're good people.
Aye.
Right. Imagine that, eh?
Aye. And then there was a wee woman. Now, it was quite funny, the wee woman. Now, she was walking her dog and she kind of unleashed on people. And a couple of people were getting a bit tetchy with it. So I kind of, unlike me, I kind of diffused the situation and got her out to talk to myself and one of the Falkirk protesters, Ronnie, who's on X all the time. And we got talking to the wee woman. And she actually, this is the funny thing, Craig, everything that we spoke about, we agreed with everything that we're talking about. The only thing that she didn't like was the Union Jack. That was our only bugbear, was the Union Jack. She's actually standing. She's actually standing as an independent.
Standing in a British. Hold on. She's standing in a British forces base.
Aye.
Wanted by Union Jack. Right. Okay.
Aye.
Sorry, she's standing for election. Did you say?
Aye. So she's so because she went on to tell us she was actually a women's rights activist in Scotland. Right. She's been fighting against this gender ideology and everything that they say. She hates the SNP, right? Hates Labour. She was most probably somebody like myself that was an independent supporter, but no chance would she ever want one now. I mean, honestly, mate, I was standing there going, I agree with that. I agree with that. I agree with that. Just like that wee woman up at Peterhead that you brought to the stage. And there was nothing there. you could argue with, but she just had one mad thing that it was the Union Jack. She just hates that flag, and I was like,
Why
well,
did she hit a flag?
just apparently because of everything it represents, whatever that
What
meant.
does it represent?
Well, I don't know. She never elaborated on it.
Anyway,
but,
there's a question there on the screen for you, Kevin.
but
Ask Kev if he likes the T-shirt I got with his face on it.
oh, who's that? Tell me, that'll be that tip Brandon, won't it?
Hold on, that tip, Brandon.
I'm telling you, man.
That man's trying to create you a wealth in your merchandise.
You know what? This is your fault. This is your fault. Well,
my fault?
Didn't give me
How's it my fault?
Listen, don't give me the innocent. You know what I mean? You've changed part or started it all off, right? And now everybody, every time I do something,
Right.
people are now jumping on it. Oh, let's get new merch out for Kev. Drop it out, man. Have a word.
I never asked anybody to get a T-shirt.
Not
man
me.
just done through the love he's got for you, right? And now all of a sudden he's an arse. Can he be? I'm on his. There we go. Right, let me put that up there. Let me go in here. Let me do that share screen, and we'll have this one here.
What are you doing?
Sure, I'm just trying to put something on the screen to let people know what we're talking about.
Oh, come on, man.
Right, so have a day off. Not right. So what was it, Brandon? So Brandon's came up with this beautiful T-shirt. You can't really see I don't know what's happened there, right? But the mock-up is far better. So that's his BBC debut on national TV, where he had the 14 out after the guy asked him one question. The guy was wishing he did the question. But to be fair, your interview was fantastic on the and then the back of it, it says follow Kev here at Kev the Ranter. Now what you do is, apparently, if somebody wants to try it now, just zap that QR code and see where it takes you. in the chat. I'll make it bigger again, right?
That's funny.
What are you laughing at, Kev?
That's just funny, man.
There you go. That should be a wee bit easier if somebody wants to.
Oh, that's hilarious, man.
Somebody zap that for us for a laugh.
That's just funny. So it is. You boys are crackers, man. You really are. You know, it's all a bit of good laugh. But I'll tell you what, I'll not be taking front and centre next time on any interviews.
Why?
I just get slaughtered every time I start. I mean, look at what you done.
What? QR code's been hacked to pics Kevin a bikini. what? Oh, that's good fun.
But look at what you done, Tiag. It was a couple of days after it. You went down to Falkirk and then you put that wee. I thought it was a 10-minute more about it. And then you started going on, I'm here to walk the pilgrimage. You know what I mean? I was like, he's fucking all right.
Aye, I've done a documentary about doing the pilgrimage to the place where you done your Aye, this is where Kev stood the day he was interviewed at BBC.
I'm humbled to walk the steps at the same path. Fuck, come on.
Aye. So see, since TV debuted, Kev, are you getting recognised on the street?
No.
What?
And see, no. And see, even if I was, I wouldn't be telling yous.
Brilliant.
If you think I've been getting slaughtered for about 6 months, in fact longer, right? And if you think I want to carry on the slaughtering, you must be joking. I'm telling you, nothing for you on in. I'm staying out the roadies. I'll stand at protest nappies, but I'll be doing that. I'm not be telling you anything.
I'm ready to get the chat. See, normally when I was doing these lives a lot, I could get the chat. So we're there.
Aye, on the other
side of Kev, the chat would be shown there, but I can't. There used to be a wee button at the top. You just
It's been a while since you've done one. I mean, that must be a good couple of months.
aye, it's been a while. Aye, I
I
remember we
think the
done
last.
when Scotland were playing.
Aye, that was
I
funny.
got a
That.
thing. I got a copyright warning for that.
No, seriously.
Aye. Remember we showed like the 5-second highlight of one of the goals.
Right.
Got an internet. I got a
That's mental.
Jaglis is wanting a tea cozy, mate.
A tea cozy.
That's class, isn't it?
That was brilliant. It was funny. It's funny, I must admit. It's a good laugh. I like it. I mean, look, it's one thing that we've all seemed to forgot about is good banter. Do you know what I mean? Banter seems to have kind of disappeared in recent times.
There's Joanne. I've been told, right? See, Joanne, right? I'm just going to share a story with you, right? See, when I put a video up, unless I'm at, let's say I'm going to Perth, right? So at 4 o'clock before I leave, I'll put a video up to go live at 6 or something, right? But normally I'm sitting and I just hit make it public, and then for the next fight, I'll go and watch the video as it's playing the first time, just to double check I'm not making anything stupid, and I'll start getting involved in the comments, right? See, before I get to make one comment on one video, Joanne Gibson is commenting on them already. Every single video. Brilliant. Thanks very much, John. See if I'd like Joanne gets her comment in before me, I kind of feel as if I'm not doing my work right enough. You know what I mean? Aye, fair play.
So I've got a question for you, big man.
Go on.
So, and the reason I'm asking this is because the SNP are on full campaign tilt right now. And
Yes.
I mean, they're absolutely everywhere. What's your plans for you? I know, obviously, because
I've got a wee thing that I want to do every Saturday or Sunday. It'll depend on what I'm doing in my private life, and that'll be around probably wee Calnie's Fittler. But going forward from a particular date, which I think I'll do for the end of January, just depending on the weather, I want to go one day every weekend and do something myself. It's just a mad idea I've had for a few months. I'll talk to you about it offline because I don't want to say too much publicly. But it'll mean me going to different areas. Now, I will be up for election in the Glasgow region. So what I'll do each weekend is pick a different part of Glasgow, and I'll go there and do something that I don't think anybody's ever done when they're out campaigning, ever. And I'll do it for the first 2 or 3 weeks, and hopefully that'll build and people will get interested and enjoy what it is that I'm doing. Now, we will go in chapters, put leaflets out, right? But I'm talking about something totally different that I don't think anybody is. I will be in Knightswood Tech. Spend quite a lot of time in Knightswood. I tell the truth. I'll tell the truth. So you can't do it when it's pissing down because it's outside and it's stationary. So I'll do that, and then I think again we need to wait till the weather is at least get a good chance of not pissing down every weekend. And I'll get a few people, maybe half a dozen to 10, that have said, like yourself, I'll put leaflets through all chapters for you. So we'll start doing good old-fashioned shoe leather, and then we've about 12 weeks to go before the election date. I'll be every single video that I do, I'll be mentioning at least in 30 seconds. You know, we get a wee advert in the middle of it. I'll make one up with just me saying, how you doing, folks? You live in Glasgow, because your vote SDP in the second ballot, and hopefully make me one of your 7 regional reps for Glasgow and Holyrood. And that'll be the kind of crux of it. Whether or not the mainstream will touch me, a lot of that will be dependent on my still outstanding court case against me. So the longer that doesn't get put to bed, and the reluctance to platform me at all. Because see, the thing I've got in my mind, Kev, if any other, and honest to God, any other leader of any other political party done what I'm hoping to do come sort of end of January, beginning of February every weekend, the mainstream media would pick up on it.
Right.
Because I don't think anybody's ever done it in the whole UK. I don't even know if anybody's done it in the world before. It's quite bonkers. But it's kind of saying to people, I'm a real guy and I want to work for you. And by the way, regardless if you vote for me or not, right? And regardless if you can even vote for me because to vote for me, you need to live in Glasgow. But wherever you are in Scotland, if I get in, I'll work for you and I'll be honest for you and I'll dig for you and I'll tell the truth for you. And there'll be things that you can get access to as an MSP that you won't get access to as not being an MSP. And God knows what we can uncover when we do that. Do you know what I kind of want to do? See the way Rupert Lowe is a one-man band?
Aye.
Right. And he can make some difference because he's getting right in about everything and he's pulling out FOIs and he's getting in this. I'll be that guy and more.
So, just a couple of things. Obviously, this bullshit charge. I mean, you and I spoke about this offline. So, out with the illegal migration protests, they are looking to run sort of rallies in the cities to kind of make people aware that the SNP or maybe know the people that we should be going, people shouldn't be voting for and reasons why. Would you be attending anything like that, or will you be bypassing them this year?
I need to be asked first of all, and I need to know who this, because I ain't going to share a stage with some crackpots that all you'll get is a hit piece done on you. That you shared a stage with this guy, or you shared a stage with that guy. To a certain degree, it depends what it is. That I might just decide, okay, I don't care. But if it was somebody that was bad to kids, bad to women, or whatever, I can't share stages with these people.
No, of course you can't.
You know what I mean? So I can't really answer that until the
just see who it is that turns up on the day.
Where it is,
I mean, like as you said, I mean, it's just because the reason I was asking that is I say the SNP are on full tilt now. I seen your video the other day there about that crackpot Swinney again. Do you know something? I'd love to know what it is that the SNP cult members actually think that this guy's any good for Scotland. Am I missing something? Because I am actually starting to question myself.
How I see it is dead simple. Some people would like an independent Scotland, right? They just would think, you know what, if I get a referendum again, I'd probably vote yes, right? And that's all right. I'm cool with that. But you get some people, they wake up in the morning and they go, "Are we independent yet?" Right? And it's all they talk about till they go to their bed, right? They're neurotic about it. It's like nothing else matters in the world. So if that's you and you've took the pill, you've drank the Kool-Aid, and you believe that the best chance of getting you what you desire, because you're a retard, right, is the SNP delivering you your dreams, then you'll buy any shite they're selling. And that's kind of where I'm now. All they've got left is the cult, right? Proper cult member. And they can't see past them. I mean, you could shite in a coffee and tell them it's a hot chocolate, and they'd say, "Thank you very much, glug, 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 glug," right? John Swinney says it's a hot chocolate. So that's all they've got, mate.
And that's the thing, Craig. I mean, in recent times, obviously, I had shared a video, I think it was last week, you'd done the deep dive to find out that came out in 2017. I mean, the SNP are meant to be for Scotland, as they say, right? Yet they're going around telling everybody we want to welcome new Scots. There's no such thing as new Scots. You're either Scottish or you're not. Do you know what I mean? And this latest thing with that's gender ideology. We're wanting to teach our kids this at school. I mean, that's child abuse. And I'm going to be careful what I say here because it's your YouTube channel. But I've been quite vocal about it in Spaces, and that's why I'm going to stay out of Spaces for a wee while. Because I will get myself in a bit of bother, and I really don't want to, because I want to be of some use to yourself and anybody that's going to stand alongside you. because the better weather's going to be coming in soon. I want to get to areas where you or somebody else is standing and help try and get leaflets through doors and etc. I want to kind of get out on the road and run a wee idea that that you and I spoke about in the past, with starting a YouTube channel. But it's just I wanted that you say just stick to what I was doing with the going out on the bike and doing these wee 5-minute talks wherever I am. Do you know what I mean? But I just want to. It's just I just don't get the. I mean, I've been putting stuff up on X and I've been getting absolutely ridiculed for the separatists and trolled off as separatists, which doesn't bother me. But I just kept, I started questioning myself, thinking, is it maybe me? Am I missing something? But then I'm like, no, I'm no. I know I'm not missing anything. I mean, an independent Scotland would be an absolute nightmare for the people that live within it, because they want to go back into the European Union. You've seen the state of the Republic of Ireland. Republic of Ireland people have now come out and say the Irish for the Irish. And it's like as if our people aren't watching that and seeing that. Do you know what I mean? It's like, let's just ignore that. Sorry?
Our people are, because our people are doing talks like this and going out there and protesting and creating Twitter accounts.
Aye. But I don't know. It's just
other
frightening.
people.
I'm just watching the SNP everywhere. They're just everywhere now. And they're really going full tilt on this.
Joanne was asking Lynn who our MS was an MSP lefty, and Lynn said it's Ash Regan. And I'm sure Ash is one of the Edinburgh seats. See Ash Regan, Lynn. I've spoke to Ash before. I've done a podcast with Ash, and taking away she wants an independent Scotland. See the rest of her philosophies and theories, I kind of don't mind them, but I don't think she's got a hope in hell of being your MSP at the next election, because she's left SNP and jumped to Alba, and she's then jumped to Alba, and she'll be standing, if she's standing at all. I don't even know if that's in her plan. She'll probably stand as an independent. One, should she be your MSP? Is she a good MSP? And two, she got a chance. I don't think she will if she's standing in a constituency seat as an independent. But apart from that independent stuff, I kind of don't see much wrong with Ash. She's trying to put some common sense stuff through Parliament. And that's the kind of people I don't mind. If you've got somebody that just wants an independent Scotland, but it's not the only thing they talk about, 24/7. And they do think there's things in the country that could be doing with fixed. Whether you agree with the stuff, because she was trying to get a prostitution bill put through, and I kind of understood her point. I don't know, and I think I even said to her, I think I see a lot of good in it, but if I was asked to vote on it, I kind of could probably swing either way, if I'm completely honest with you. But it doesn't matter. That thing that she tried to change, it wasn't about independence. It was just trying to make Scotland a better place. And I kind of would like a room full of people like that. That it doesn't matter if they're like me, a unionist, or like, Ash, who's obviously an nationalist. It's no, you're 24/7. And as far as I'm concerned, I got asked in London at our conference back in October, September. How do you sort this problem in Scotland, Craig, about independence? It's not my problem to sort, because there is no referendum on the table. If there's a referendum coming up, then you kind of need to get active about it. But until then, it's the job of the separatists to try and sort out a referendum and a route to independence. That's not my job. So right now, we're part of the union. There is no referendum on the table. There's not as if there's any plans to be. So leave it to them. So if I was a nationalist and that was where you were, I would say, right, okay, so right now, what can I do to make Scotland better? And actually, it comes across to me as somebody that would fit that criteria. But she's Lynn's MSP, no mine. I wouldn't mind Lynn give me some bit of feedback on it.
Just out of curiosity, Craig. So, correct me if I'm wrong, right? Because I'm pretty sure you've done a piece on this before, right? So, the asylum seekers that get, we call them asylum seekers. Let's just call them what they're illegals, right? That are getting kind of dispersed all over the UK right now, and obviously Scotland's getting hit hard with them now. Like Aberdeen's now got another 2 hotels full of them. Falkirk, Perth's got 2. But we're aware of the Luca base, etc. All the ones that we're aware of. Am I correct in saying that you done a piece and you said that the councils actually get paid money to take these people, or are these people forced upon us by the Westminster government?
It depends how they've got here, because there's a few different schemes. But this is brilliant, right? I get told this by a guy that worked for the Home Office. He's retired now. I can't say more about where he lives or whatever and narrow it down to the guy, right? But a guy I know, I've known him for years. And he's no for Glasgow, by the way. And a bit of lefty, right? But they're going well because he's no crackers, right? So, doing that job, his role was to try and get the migrants from, wherever their entry point was to wherever. So he was dealing with all the different councils and stuff, right? And he told me once, he went, see that SNP? He says they're one of the worst to deal with. Because there was 2, I think, let's take the Ukrainian one. I might get this wrong, so, I'm not saying I'm an expert on it, and I might get it round the wrong way. But let's say it was a Ukrainian one, right? They would be in one of 2 routes of getting them housed. Either the government would give the councils money, and the council would say, "He's 100, he's 1,000, and we'll get them placed because you're paying us to get them placed." Or some other schemes, they would pay the likes of, what's the name of them? Took over the hotel at the end of the road now. Mears, right? So the other type of things they would do is they would say to Mears, right, you go and get 1,000 people from this type of thing across the UK. So the councils get no money on that, right? You see, the whole time that Nicola Sturgeon was in power, the SNP were telling everybody bring more refugees in, right? But they were only letting their councils take the ones where the government paid the money to the councils because they made a scan out of it, right? So I don't know the current programmes, whether they get paid straight to Mears. I think the illegals go straight to like your Mears and stuff like that. But again, that might change because there's just too many now that they might have looked at other things. So yeah, there was 2 ways of getting the money in. There was 2 ways of the funding getting paid out from Westminster Home Office. It was either to the councils and you take them and you put them in council properties, blah, blah, blah. In which case there was money getting into the council funds. Or we'll get to Mears and they'll put them wherever they can, and suddenly the councils that were getting, he's 1,000. Then Mears would turn up and they'd go, we're full, because they get no money for it. And that was kind of how it ran in Scotland. But the perception in public was, cuddly, New Scots, we love them and all that. When you were getting paid to take them. As soon as somebody else was getting paid to take them, they really want to know. And that's kind of...
The reason I'm asking that too is because like that HMO in Falkirk, right, is getting refurbished for the guy that owns the cladding. I mean, he surely can't. I mean, who's it that's funding him to build that HMO? Do you know what I mean? Is it going to be Westminster or is it going to be the Scottish government?
If it's for illegals, the boat people, I think that comes straight from Home Office. I might be wrong. I'm the expert on it, but I kind of think that's where we're going. I'm curious here. Alan's saying, Craig, did you hear the UK Military General speech? The UK is open to 4 nations wanting to take the whole of the UK. I don't know what that's. Does that mean anything to you, Kev?
No, I don't know what that means. Open
Maybe
to 4 nations
on that, Alan, or a link or something.
I think one of the reasons I'm asking this, Craig, right, is because obviously when you discuss illegal migrants on X, the separatists straight away say this is these are unreal, moaning about illegal migrants while you support that the Union Jack, etc. And you support it, but you didn't want an independent Scotland. And I keep thinking to myself, but you're only getting this. The SNP were getting paid to take these people and use it. But the one that cracks me up is like, we don't want to be ruled by a foreign body, but we're quite willing to march about the streets. They call us I'm trying to use my words carefully because that's your YouTube channel, but they call us the flag beep because we fly the flags of our country, and these are out flying every flag apart from our countries. Do you know what I mean? And I just honestly, I just really fear. I've really got a major fear for come May. I really have. I think we're going to wake up on the 7th or 8th of May and some mess. I
Well,
hope we're
I
wrong.
think if the election was tomorrow, I think SNP would win. I don't know if they would have a majority government or not, but I think they would have the most seats. That's the reality.
I thought you were going to say something else.
Chair.
No, I thought you were going to say something else here. I mean, even like the performance of these Greens, you know, as well. I mean, who's actually? I want to, out with the SNP. Who's actually voting for these people? Who actually looks at that Maggie Chapman and thinks, "I'm voting for her"?
Nobody. They're voting for Rosettes, mate.
Because I mean, even for the Rosettes, Craig. I mean, surely you must be looking at that woman and thinking, "I cannot vote for you. I am sane of mind." Because that is a mentalist. That actually needs to be put away for the public eye.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to watch
Just to answer your question, all I'm asking is, can you see your comments for X? No, can you see them all? That's missed on you, Kev, obviously. It was a joke in there somewhere.
I don't know. I can't see the
on X asking, can you see the comments on X? And I'm saying, no, I can't.
I can't see them. I'm in here with you. But aye, we'll just need to.
Oh my God.
We'll just need to wait. We'll just need to wait
wasted
and
on you.
hopefully.
Wasted on you.
Aye, of course it is wasted on me. There's that many jokes that he's all come out in me now. I don't know what one's a joke and what's not now.
Right.
But
so, question, Kev.
go.
If there is a rally in Glasgow and up to the election and you're asked to speak at it, and we're getting a sort of green room area, are you wanting blue M&Ms or are you happy with mixed ones?
Just mixed ones will do me, big man. Know what I mean? Just somebody there to give me a beard trim and makeup, a wee bit of makeup to make me a little bit more healthier and handsome. That'll do.
Oh, brilliant.
They need a plastic surgeon for that one.
Aye. Kev needs a coffee. That's a good point. Loads and loads of the youths vote green, unfortunately. Holiday in Iran. Very good.
Aye, very good. But I mean,
there you go. Moxie, I think, shares more things on my Twitter line than I share.
Oh, Moxie Don's a legend. Moxie Don's an absolute star.
Autumn's obviously missed me.
You've not been in many spaces either.
The spaces, mate, because most of my time where I can click a space, it's during the day. I go in and I went into one of Sean's yesterday or the day before. And I even said to Alexandra, I says, Alexandra, you have to be my all right. See, 12 o'clock, tell me I need to leave the room because I've got work to do.
I was in it, aye.
And that's what happens. So it's like, I love spaces. Spaces are good fun. Even when there's maniacs in them, I kind of enjoy them. And I've learned a lot. I've learned how to debate a lot using spaces, to be honest with you. But they just suck you in.
Aye.
And before you know it, you've lost 3 years of your day. But I was looking back at my channel stats. See, in June, I'd done something like 20 lives in the month of June.
Aye.
And then I've been like one a month now. I don't know how. I think I went on holiday July. And then by the time I came back from holiday, I was just out that routine of doing them. So I enjoy them. And, you can see a lot of the people in the chat are regulars. So obviously, they enjoy them as well. And we're getting a good wee community running when we're doing them.
I mean, people were asking, Craig. That was the reason I messaged you tonight, because I was kind of half expecting for you to have one tonight. So I think it was about 7:30 I messaged you. You usually do one about 7 o'clock. And I came onto the YouTube because, as I said, I didn't always get notifications, and you didn't have one there. And I thought, I'll just message you and see, because in spaces in recent times, a lot of people have been asking about your court case, which I've told people it's not for me to say. I just know as much as what you know. If Craig's want to elaborate that on, then it'll be up to Craig to elaborate. And then people were asking about the lives and that as well. And I've just said to people, look, you've got to understand, Craig's busy, you know. I mean, he's got quite a lot on his plate, you know. Hopefully he'll get on the campaign train soon too. It'll be good to see you out in the streets, and hopefully at rallies where you're able to speak and stand up and tell the people what you're prepared to offer, because you're well thought of with a lot of people, Craig. Do you know what I mean? You see that on X. A lot of people do. I think a lot of you. When people do talk about you in spaces, that you get very well praised as well. So and this year as well, I'm just going to concentrate on trying to get people like yourself and Alex the Spartan the following you actually deserve. I've been tagging big accounts and every space I've been saying it too. We need to start supporting you guys as well, because the work you do is invaluable. So, I mean, Alec had put a video on Facebook about them being silenced, so to speak. It was passed to me through DM and X. So I messaged Alec and said, is it all right if I share that? Because sometimes I don't know if he wants the kind of thing shared, you know what I mean? And he did. So I tagged every big account that I knew onto it. Do you know what I mean? And just tell them to start getting this shared, man. Because that's disgusting what they're doing to Alec.
Well, it's no Alex, it's what they're doing to
Aye.
people in general. They've decided that if the community want to get shot of a paedophile they've found out it's been placed in their area, if they go in the streets, and I think the number was 10 or more, they'll get them done with mobbing and writing or something ridiculous like that.
Meant on it.
I mean, I was talking to Basil about this just Friday, or over the weekend, and we were talking about the Thomas Ross, the KC podcast that I done, the wee half-hour interview with him the other night, put it out on Sunday, and
I've not seen that.
the changes, more changes to. You better check yourself, subscribe if you're not getting notifications, mate. Did you not notice today? I don't even get notifications for my videos anymore.
So I'm not right with your channel.
I know. Normally when I put my videos out, I'll get a ping at the top right of my computer. The Google thing coming up saying Greg's just put a video called X, Y, and Z, and I'd put it to the day, and I've got it, not even for this live. I would normally get a notification will ping up. So there's something weird, and I don't want to bore people. I'm not trying to get the wet wipes out, whatever. But come the summer, I get paid for adverts on YouTube, and the adverts money was going up every month until it got to May, and I thought, you know what, I can get up on my other jobs. And that's why in June I was able to go nuts. I was away to Ballymena, I'd done Dover, I'd done Cali, I'd done Lesbos on the space of 6 weeks, because I gave up other incomes. So I still what I could commit to the channel. And the money since June, I've lost 75% of my income.
Wow.
Now June was particularly busy with the amount of videos I put out. So I have done less videos, but I've not done 25% of what I've done before. So something strange going on with my channel, and I'm getting to the point, Kev, but I'm kind of thinking I might need to wrap it soon, because I've got everybody else, and I've not got a lot. I don't have a lot of outgoings. I'm not an extravagant person, but you still get your cost of living to pay. I don't have massive debts. I don't have watches to pay off. I don't have all these things. I've got a nice car that costs me a few quid a month, but that's about it. But it's getting to the point now where I'm going, I can't justify doing YouTube full time because the money's not there. And I'd love to go and do more. I want to go to Malmo. I want to go to Copenhagen. I want to go to Lampedusa.
Israel.
I want to go to Israel. I want to go to Egypt. I want to do all these things, not for holidays, to get to a bit of graft. The exact same as what I've done in Lesbos for 4 days. I went out, identified problems, I highlighted them, and I showcase them. I need to be honest with you, I can't. It does not justify it. But that's, anyway, that's reality of it.
Well, I think
and that's for June. For June onwards, it just went like that. Bang. It was almost immediate for July, and that's 6 months now, where I made 25%, not lost 25%. I've lost 75% of my income.
Wow.
And YouTube's just very.
So is there no anything like people like us can do to kind of get that back on track, or is this just YouTube?
Watch all the videos. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure your notifications are on. And if you see a video and you don't like it, just click the mute button and let it run out, because that helps. The longer that people watch,
right,
helps the algorithm. And I still am getting the odd 1 out of 10, 1 out of 20, where it gets to the figures that I was getting on an average video in the summer. But I can see all the stats. The YouTube are just not. I mean, see if a lot of people click on the thumbnail, and you need to be over 5%. So 1 out of every 20 people that see a thumbnail kind of need to click on it, or YouTube think, well, nobody really wants that. All my videos are over that. And the second thing they gauge you on is how long people watch them for. So if 1 out of 10 click on it, but they don't get past 30 seconds, then YouTube go, well, they quite like the thumbnail, but they don't like the video, so we'll stop putting that in front of people. Well, my watch times are up. The average watch time per video is more than what it was in June. And my click-through rate, they call it, that's how many people click on your video that they show it to, is about the same as it was in June. So the stuff that they measure you on, I'm actually better now than I was in June. But what you call impressions, that's the amount of people that they put my videos in front of, has fell off the barrel. And I'm the same person talking about the same stuff. And I've also worked it out. I'm losing 300 subscribers a month that don't know they're losing subscriptions.
Wow.
300 a month. Anyway, to work it out.
So see what you just talked about there, about losing 75% of your income, right? Through your videos. Is that something
I'm not sitting here wanting everybody to feel sorry for it.
Just hear me out.
On other stuff.
No, just hear me out, right? Because
hear me
now. So if you're obviously losing that, right, that's due to YouTube kind of throttling you a bit, right? So we need to try and kind of boost that. Are you comfortable with people speaking about that in spaces to make people aware that this is why they should watch your videos?
I'll not feel sorry for Craig. This is a thing that's happening.
That's what I'm saying.
On YouTube, but it tends to be, it's not people doing travel videos that's finding this out, right? I've gave people that have been doing YouTube a lot more than me and know a lot more about it than me, and I've sent them stuff about my stats, and they're like, that's not right. That's genuinely not right. That shouldn't be like that. But it is. It's kind of, and it's been like that for a long time. And I need to say, with the run up to the election, I kind of think I can't stop doing it now. And I'm not saying I would stop doing it, but I get to a point where I kind of need to go and get a job that's going to pay my bills. See, if it wasn't so good, like up to June, I've not made enough money from July onwards to pay my bills. I've been living off the extra that I had up until then, but I'm not going forever. I can't go on forever. So you bankrupt yourself. But that's the reality of it. And I don't think I would ever base my finances and financial decisions ever on social media again, because it can just go like that. And I know some people making, I know some serious people making some serious money on YouTube, on Twitter, and even Facebook, which I think, wow, you make that amount of money on Facebook and Twitter. I didn't know that money was available on these platforms. I mean, serious money. But all you need to do is put out one tweet one day that somebody doesn't like, and bang, you'll lose your X account, or bang, Facebook will stop pushing you. So there are rewards to be there, but it's so fragile when you're talking about fitter podcasts or travel podcasts or how to do this podcast. But when you do political stuff, you can turn like that. And genuinely, mate, my income, for June, which I get paid in July, for there into September, October, went down by 75%. You think, what? And when it was 100%, it was all right. It wasn't as if I was, going to be a millionaire. But it certainly, I didn't have any concerns. I was, making enough to pay my way and go and do things, and it was giving me enough an income to go and spend thousands of pounds travelling about. I can't anymore. Do you know, I kind of knew before I went to Lesbos how much I would make going to Lesbos. Right? I thought, I'll make 4 or 5 videos and out there, I'll make X per video. The trip's going to cost me X thousand, I think it's £2,000 in costs or whatever, I can't remember just exactly, maybe 1,500 quid, whatever it was. I thought I'll probably get half of that back. And I put a shout out on the videos and asked people to help with the buying my coffees. And it was brilliant, people done it. And a lot, if I said, look, I'm going to Malmo tomorrow and I need X amount of pounds, I'm probably going to be X short, I would get some money in buying a coffee. But I'm not confident now that the other money will come for YouTube at all, because I could go out there and make all these videos and 2,000 people per watch each video. Whereas before I was getting 20 and 30,000 watching every video. Don't get me wrong, I'll still get the odd 30 and the odd 100,000 video, but they're few and far between now. Where in June that was kind of the normal. I mean, I can go do 10 videos in a row now and be lucky if 5,000 people are watching each video. It's because YouTube are not putting them in front of the same amount of people are putting my videos in June. It's not that people don't want to watch them, because I can see the stats. When YouTube put a video in front of people, I think my channel averages 7.9% of the time somebody will click on the thumbnail. That's higher than what it was in June. There's no people looking at it going, oh, that's Craig again, I'm not watching it. And when they do click and watch it, they're watching my videos on average longer than they were back in June as well. As if my videos are suddenly become shit. They're just, one starts changed, and that's what they call impressions. That's the amount of people that YouTube are putting my videos in front of, and it's shot right down. And it's shot drastically since June.
See, curiosity, right? The young Brandon's been doing a lot of great work on X in recent times, right? Been really building up a good account. He's one of the better accounts for sharing content and things like that, right? Now, obviously, he's based in England, right? See if you were to get like some of the bigger accounts for England to push your content down south, would that make much of a difference, or do you think that
if I had an English accent? See, I've got 84,000 subscribers on YouTube, right? See, if I had an English accent, I was just talking about English politics, whereas now I talk about Scottish and UK politics. If I was English and I spoke about English politics, etc., I would have 800,000 subscribers.
Aye.
And the reason I can say that's dead simple. You get a bigger audience, you get 10 times the amount of people. So, but I'm doing all right. Do you know what I mean? I don't know many Scottish podcasters that talk about politics that have got 84,000 subscribers. So we're doing all right.
It's just the through traffic, though. The reason I mean, there's somebody commented I've been unsubscribed twice. I mean, I think in total now I've been unsubscribed for your channel 4 times. So I don't know what, and it's not like I've not been watching your videos, because I do watch your videos.
Has it been since my arrest? The honest answer is no. It started going bad about 6 weeks after it, but some people are, I'm open-minded about it, but some people are convinced that the two things may be connected. Not that I got arrested and somebody told YouTube I'd been arrested and they thinged them, but at the same time, some people might have been sending messages to YouTube. Okay, an odd thing, right? One of my videos was out. It'd been out for ages, like a couple of days. It was doing all right. And then this thing flashed up. It was unmonetized. Sometimes you don't get it's not every video gets monetized because some of the stuff you talk about. This video went through all the checks, and it'd been up for a couple of days. It was doing all right. And then it came up, it was demonetized. So I contacted YouTube help desk and says, what's happened here? They're saying a legal complaint. Legal in what way? What do you call it? Intellectual property or somebody's own face or privacy or something, right? So I was like, there's only 2 people in the video, me and a mate of mine. That's it. There's only 2 faces in this video. And then it was around about the same time it went a bit south. So I don't know if what's happened is some people have went, fuck him. But I was like, but what was the complaint? They're like, I can't tell you for data protection. I said, but you've told me it's for privacy. There's 2 people, faces on that camera. And I didn't make a legal complaint to YouTube. And I'm telling you right now, you're the other person because it's a pal of mine. I'm like, well, we're not at liberty to tell you what it is. And it was all at the same time. And then that's when things started going south. And I don't know how many people click complaints into YouTube. I mean, you've seen it next. If there's a sort of group mentality to say, let's get this guy fired off X, you can just go and get enough people to put complaints in and strange things happen. So has that happened? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. All I know is I need to try and rectify it.
Well, it's down to people like us as well that try and
There's
get
Bumpy saying, it's not just Craig Houston, there's Bumpy saying clamping down on YouTubers who have this type of posts.
It's obviously because these are putting out stuff there that highlight that these people don't want us to know. Because you've got to remember,
Thank you very much, Patrick Dunn. Patrick Dunn, got a super thanks. Just saying thank you. Oh, yeah. Oh, Robbie! I feel as if I've got famous Robbie's watching. So, Kev,
I love big Robbie, but honestly, man, trap it out, right?
What? He's just want to support you, Kev. Just deal with it.
Support me for what? Right? Let me ask you.
He's wanting some merch so he can celebrate the tsunami that is Kev the Ranter. That's what it is. Maybe I can't find my.
So how am I tsunami? What am I doing that deserves all this abuse?
Do you know the best way to describe you, Kev, and what you do, right? Is and how people are like it, right? Is you're just Kev, right? That's what that Kev's just Kev, right? You're just Kev. You just get something on your head, you fucking go nuts, right? And if you like something, you tell the world it's brilliant, right? That's just Kev. That's what you get. So anyway, Robbie's wanting some merch. Will we put the will we put the thing back up? The
no, well, no. You know though, that one you put with me, man, that was brilliant. That wee thing, the thing that you done for to put that you were doing a live tonight, man. Me on that scooter, that was brilliant. I'm using that. That'll be my profile picture in the next half hour.
I don't know what that means. You might have to go behind the wall. I'm sure you'd get good backing from us all, Craig. I don't know what behind the wall means. Behind a paywall? I don't know if I'd do that. Everybody. Anyway, good to see Robbie. Kind of miss Robbie. The angry Viking. I wonder if he's going to get his boat out.
You get a lot of good people that come onto your thing. I mean, you just say to me, you've not done one for a while, but the minute you opened up, you've got the same old faces coming in. Well, Thank you
very much, Stuart. By the way, I wasn't doing that talk so people done this, by the way, and I do appreciate it. Just to let you know as well, I've got 3 ways I make money on these videos. One is adverts off YouTube. That pays my bill. And by the way, it's not just my bills for living. I've got this thing costs me this StreamYard thing because I do these. I've got other programs that help me with AI. So I spend money on subscriptions to keep the whole thing going, and that costs me money. But I'm just talking about my food, my electricity, all that stuff. So that's the adverts. The memberships and the money that I make through these super things, I buy equipment with that. And I've just bought new lights. My lights broke the other day. I bought recently. I bought another laptop. I'm trying to buy an auto cue actually, so when I'm doing the videos, I can look straight at the camera. But you can buy a shitty one for 50 quid, but the ones that are half decent are like 250, 300 quid. So hopefully get that. I bought backlights. What else have I bought recently? Oh, these new mini lights. I had to get some of these the other day because my big ones started playing up. But that's what this money does. The membership money on YouTube. That buys me equipment, and then the buy me a coffee money. That's what I use to get trips going. Pay for hire cars and go to Belfast, and get a train to Luton and all that stuff. That's kind of how I use it. So when people give me extra money, put their hand in their pocket. The YouTube videos, the adverts, that doesn't cost anybody that's watching any money. That's generated just through your time watching the videos. But when anybody puts their hand in their pocket through membership, these super thanks or buy me a coffees, I don't just put that in my pocket. I use that to build the channel and do better things. So I do appreciate that.
So another
Sorry,
one for you. I've got another topic of conversation for you. So the World Cup, as we know, is upcoming in the summertime. Have you seen some of the crackpots by Scotland saying that the Scottish people should boycott it because they fear for the Scottish people's lives when they go to America?
Mm-hmm. Aye, total fucking sense.
They're
Thank you very
absolute
much,
nuts.
Mm-hmm.
They're just not right enough.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've not been to a World Cup in God knows how long. Do you know what I mean? And
thank you, Patriot Dan. Aye, it's bonkers, mate. I mean, what? You take politics and sport, shouldn't they be intertwined?
aye.
What did America do? That people want to boycott? Shot a woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of all that's happened in the last week. It's like somebody's been shot. I mean, George Galloway was like, "Oh, even white people are not safe in America now. You should pull the World Cup off them." Like, George, shut up and sit down.
Aye.
Right? The woman has. Now, if you watch some videos, oh, that's a shame she never done it. And the other ones, you see the wheel spinning. There's one to the back quarter panel, and when the guy's standing here, the tyres are pointing to the left, so he's not standing in front of that car. She then reverses, straightens her tyres, and the wheel starts spinning, and then she jumps forward and gets 3 bullets in her. Right? Now, it's horrible. It shouldn't happen. It's a senseless death.
Mm-hmm.
But the guy didn't go out that day saying, "I'm going to shoot a protester." That's not what happened. The guy was having a vehicle that looked about 3/4 of a ton, wheel spinning towards him after the woman was told multiple times to get out the car. Her wheels are pointing to the left, right? It's turned left. He's standing here at the quarter, quarter light. She then reverses. The tyres go straight. They then start wheel spinning, and she gets 3 bullets. Well, now, I'm not going to be doing that as a football fan. I'm not going to watch Brazil, Scotland, and go to Miami and start jumping in front of police cars and start, revving my car and wheel spinning and all that. I ain't going to do that. If I go to the World Cup to watch Scotland, I would be going, get a couple of beers before the game, go and enjoy the game, come back defeated, and we've failed to get through because of the most unlucky situations in the world. Because it's Scotland. You're like, shut up, George. Just fucking take a day off. Do you know what I mean?
Aye. I mean, see now, football is becoming too politicised. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just leave. Football's football. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Have Celtic get that Israeli mob money yet?
Oh, mate. I mean, look, there's a lot of Celtic fans that think my way, right? And then obviously you've got Celtic fans that think the other way. And the people that think the other way, you want to see the uproar.
Just so folk are on the anti-football need to understand. So Celtic's noisy fan base is called the Green Brigade, and they're totally pro-Palestine, right?
Aye.
They're not for 1 minute representative of every Celtic fan, but there'll be some that are similar to them. So anyway, so when you see Celtic in the telly, there's only Palestine flags all over the place and that, right? And the transfer window's opened in January. It's the only time during the season you can sign players, so everybody's out trying to buy players. And Celtic are trying to buy a boy. I can't even remember. He's African, the boy, but he plays for a team in
Ivory Coast.
Israel. Ivory Coast. He plays for a team in Israel who are proudly pro-Netanyahu, right, and anti-Hamas. Imagine that. And Celtic are going to write him a cheque for £2 million to buy this boy. And there's people in their own fan base like, that's the worst thing in the world.
I don't think
you're helping genocide. You're like, shut up.
It's went kind of quiet on that one. Well, wait a minute.
Wait a minute. What's that? Well, what is this? I didn't know about. When were you in Channel 4?
Oh no, remember so that was right. So I wasn't on Channel 4. What had happened was Channel 4 had been going around spaces and clipping them and it was right after the Southport massacre, and obviously spaces were open, and it was quite everybody.
Oh, that's right. Aye.
And
I
I
forgot
called
that. I did say,
I called them
you're
all nut
internet
jobs.
famous, aren't you? You are internet famous. I'm not sure if Colonel Clink's looking for a date or not, but he's asking me about this weekend. I don't. I
Do you
don't
know
know
what
where I'll
it
be
is?
this
So
weekend, mate.
Colonel
But
Clink and a couple of others are coming up to Scotland this weekend. They're
okay.
just coming up for a break. They're all coming to mine. And obviously Craig, these guys are quite.
Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Whoa, hold on. How many people are we talking about here, Kev?
So there's Colonel,
Just roughly. Just
laddie.
roughly. Don't need to count them out. Just give us a number. Is it 10? Is it 5? Is it 2?
No, it's not about 5.
About 5, right. So there's 5 folk invited through your house this weekend, some of whom I know. And you've not asked me.
No, hold on. You've not even let me finish. Right?
No, finish. It's just
I've not had a chance to speak to you.
You spoke to me this morning. Just before we come
Aye,
here.
right. About half an hour ago.
Right. So is this all just planned the night, like, aye?
Well,
You've changed. You've changed, by the way. You've changed.
Oh, man. Do you know, I wish I'd even know. But is it we
I might make an effort if Clink's coming.
So they're coming up, and I was going to ask you if you want to meet up because they want to meet you in person.
Right. When are they coming up?
They're coming up on Friday, I think it is, and staying to Sunday.
When did they go home?
Sunday.
Friday to Sunday. So we'll get 3 days. Right. So I don't know what. I'll find out what Carl's fixtures are on about Wednesday, and then I'll get back. You're right.
No bother, because they've been asking if they can meet you in person. Because these guys, this is what
I don't have a QR code. I don't have a
QR code. This is exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, you are highly thought of, Craig. It just annoys me that your Twitter account isn't higher than what it should be. It's the same with Alec. You shouldn't be sitting on the numbers that you're on. You should be in triple figures, you two guys. And I know Britain is broken has been giving you a bit of a shout out recent times, and I know Colonel Clink Colonel's not got a massive account, but he does the same, and we need to try and push you a bit more this year, because with your run up to the elections, I think people really need to see you more and more.
Kev, that's something I never thought I would see. A Gibson looking for a date with you.
Looking for a date? Fucking behave yourself. The poor woman's not seen me in person.
Asking if there's room for some groupies, Kev. Right?
There's always room at my house.
Patriot Dan, you never asked me either, Kev. There you go. Got it. It's changed, didn't you, mate?
Because it wasn't confirmed as yet. I don't like to ask people to do things if things aren't. It's like, well, wait a minute here. How many times have you been asked to a poker night? All right, and you've knocked that back.
If I could come, I would come. At least I've not knocked it back. I've just been busy, mate. Fuck's sake, I think I was in fucking one of the times you asked me.
Right, I'm off for sorry. One of the times, aye. Because we are talking about that. My mate was talking about.
Sorry, Alton's saying, Craig, that video you did with the young lads involved in the crash was heartbreaking. What video was that?
I can't remember the one she's talking about. What one was that again?
Is it an Elgin?
Oh, that'll do my nothing now. It'll come back to me. Aye, so.
Oh, I know what one it was. It was the one with the cops. Oh my God, aye, it's horrific. Right, so what happened was, hold on, camera's turned off again. Let me really, there's my videos are up here. And right, so what happened? Fucking horrible story. There was 3 teenagers, 2 boys and a girl, in a car. The car crashed. And 2 of them died. And the third one was boys. was in a coma. He must have had terrible facial injuries, you'll understand, without knowing why that happened. So the police went to the mortuary, they found an ID card,
That's right.
and looked, they went, obviously they knew the lassie that was dead, there was only one lassie there. So they looked at the ID and they looked at the boy in the mortuary slab and they went, that's him. They phoned the parents. They buried the boy, right? And the other one, he's in a coma in intensive care on a life support machine for 3 weeks. And as he was coming out of his coma, and obviously I think he must have been getting bandages off him or his face, whatever, his dad's like, that's not my boy. His boy was dead. They told the wrong parents that their boy was dead. So the people that were told that their boy was dead, and I think they cremated the boy or buried him. Their boy was lying in the hospital for 3 weeks in a coma, with two strangers sitting holding his horn, while their boy was dead for 3 weeks before it came to light. That was a video, mate. How bad is it?
I mean, you've done a couple of real kind of heartbreaking. The one that will always stick with me was old John McCutcheon.
Mm.
See that one. I talk about that a lot now. I was actually talking to a couple of army vets on Saturday about it. That turned up as well. I mean that's horrific. I mean, how can you get that so wrong?
That's the sort of thing that you just think that. See if there's any doubts at all, and there must have been doubts, right? You couldn't. You never looked at any dental records, nothing. They went on the total thing based on an ID card that the cop had found in the footwell of the car in the accident. He drove to the mortuary, looked at the slab and went, aye, that's him. Fairness, the boy's dead. Boy wasn't dead. And I don't know what parent it's going to be worse for. It's probably the ones that the boy's dead. I need to be honest with you, because that's pretty shit. But you know what I'm saying? The two of them have went through that poor couple have sat for 3 weeks, a bedside vigils, probably, no doubt. The parents at the end of the day, they'd been there 24/7.
Aye.
Fingers crossed, hoping for the best for their boy that's in intensive care in a bloody coma for 3 weeks. That whole 3 weeks, their boy was already dead. He's in a box. And the other ones, they went through that whole grieving stuff. My boy's dead. They then find out he's in there, intensive care, and you've not been anywhere near him to support him in 3 weeks. Now, at the end of that story, you've got to go, he's no dead, but torture.
Aye. I mean, that's horrible. But again, this is why it's important with people. See, this is what I keep telling people about yourself. You don't just cover Scottish things or politics. You cover quite a wide range of videos. And this is
I'm thinking about starting a second channel, Kev. Do you know something?
All right.
What story? I'll tell you what. I've done a couple of true crime things. They don't do that well on the channel because what YouTube do is you put a video out and the first thing they do is they put it to people that are subscribed to their channel that watched their last video. That's kind of what they do, right? And they go, all right, they're into that. Well, let's put it to people who are subscribed, but didn't they watch his last video? See if they get turned on with this one. And if that does all right, they then go, right, let's start giving it to folk that are not subscribed. That's how it's meant to work, right? So if it's politics, then you do something with Lockerbie. You know, like the odd ones I've done where I've done like 3.5 hours of documentaries type things. They never do well, right? Because it's like, well, what do I watch that for? I like the videos about immigrants, right? But I'm getting more and more interested in it. And I'm going to do one. I've started doing the background stuff to it, and it's about the Bible John case, right? Which intrigues me. For one, a boy of my age, maybe wouldn't have known who Bible John was, bar my dad. Not because he was like possibly, had killed a woman, but like hundreds of Scottish guys get taken in. Where were you in these nights? Shows your dental records. There was one of the victims that found a bite mark on. So guys that fitted the height, build, age, were just trying to get through them all. And they brought them all in and they went, shows your dental records. You don't match the bite. Thanks, cheery bye now, right? My dad was one of them, but there was hundreds, if not thousands, the same. So I can remember this story when I was a kid about my parents talking about Bible John. And I stumbled across something the other day. So I've identified where the four murders not where the murders took place, nobody knows, but where the bodies were found and where the houses were, and they were all, one of them was like 50 yards away from the house, they were all close, right? So the story started to intrigue me, because I'm doing a bit of stuff for it, and it's like, and then I'm going to go to Barrowland and the three places the bodies were found and the three places the woman lived, and do like a documentary on it. And so I'm thinking about starting another channel just for the documentaries. Do you know what I mean? And just to see that, because there's loads of stories out there that I want to do, like true crime stories that are only political. So I might start doing that. I'm going to start doing the Bible John one. I'm probably about a month away because I get 6 different scenes to record. I've got the script and all that done. I'll be about half an hour's worth. So I'm looking forward to that.
I've got. I was talking.
I'm going to film. That's what I'm saying. You could film areas. That's exactly what I'm going to do, Autumn. And I see the drone, so I can put the drone up and show you what the woman lived there and the body was found there. How, you know, because that got me about how close all the bodies were found from where these women lived. Remarkable case.
I was hearing for Rab's got a book coming out.
I think he's got a fair bit here written. And he said to me he was wanting me to no proofread it, just to read it to make sure it made sense to somebody that's no military. Because I think, you know, the fear is a lot of his books have got military stuff in it. And if it's just written with military tongue, then people might not, be excited about it. So,
because there's a lot of good people doing a lot of good work now. It's kind of gone unrecognised. That there's a guy that goes to nearly all the protest Road with Purpose. Goes around to every protest and filming. I don't think he's getting much. Doesn't get much traction. And I keep saying to people, see if you're struggling like that, you should maybe reach out to people like yourself, because you're always quite accommodating and how to for how people can boost their kind of numbers and that. Because I tell you, Road with Purpose goes he really does go unnoticed. And every protest, he's up and down this country every weekend, going to every protest just to document it. Do you know what I mean? Good man he is, by the way. But it's the same with Rab. I mean, he's not been sending me many videos in recent times, and I thought his videos were absolutely brilliant. But he messaged me the other night there, and we were talking about it, and he's telling me he's got a book, so he's going to let me know when that's out. Because that'll be worth a read as well. And I tell you,
he's done a couple so far. I'm not. He's definitely done one, because I've got a copy of it. It's up there.
Right.
See that? Oh, you don't see it. Okay. See this? This is quite funny. It up. Right, so this is the books that's on the bookshelf, right? Become a wee book club now, right? I'm not a great reader, so I'm not trying to. So this was. Oh, wait a minute. This was a guy I've interviewed twice. I interviewed him for podcast, and I've done a live when his book came out, and he was kind enough to sign it for me, David Holmes. So he was on the podcast, right? I've got one in my case, you know, Roy Larner, the boy that the Millwall fan that took on the jihadis, shouted "fuck you, I'm Millwall."
Aye.
The jihadis London Bridge. I had him on, Roy on the podcast I made before I started doing the political stuff. He's gave me his book, so it's there.
That's some story, that one, by the way.
Hugo de Bar, who's a political writer who I've met. Russell Finlay, but it's no Russell Finlay that I've met. But this is a true story about a guy called Bill Johnson. Who I'll actually, he's not got my new phone number. I'll need to reach out to Bill, who I've met. So I've met all these people. Oh, sorry, there's Roy's there, Roy Larner, right? And Rabs. So every one of the books I've met and know the people that wrote them, right? And then the best one.
I've got a signed copy of that one.
I remember yesterday. See if they're watching. Mate, there was two folk that bought a copy of the book, and I didn't forget all about it. I just never went to Barhead to where they're stored to get a couple to send them out. And I remembered about it over the weekend, and I went, oh. So apologies, I'll go and sort that out, hopefully over the next 40 hours, and get the Big Hoosty book. That's not the book, by the way.
Your wee granny's brilliant in that. The way you talk about your wee granny.
Oh, I wonder if that's...
Aye.
Wee granny
You
was...
can tell that.
She was about 4 foot 2, mate.
Talk about your relatives, any news on Auntie Mary?
Mary's up... is it next week? Aye, but next... This is... Aye, next Monday. Monday come. That's her full trial due.
I'll speak to you that one offline. Hopefully that'll be the end of it. Looking disgraceful. And then, honestly, I hope you're going to unleash hell once you get to speak about this, sir.
She'll turn up at court, and the witness will not be there. That's what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
This is my wee auntie. My wee auntie's 70. Just going up 70. The Houstons are quite good, right? I don't think any have ever been to jail, right? But there's 2 of us been arrested in the last 6 months. And my wee auntie was arrested for, and charged with, I can talk about this because it's public record, charged with assault aggravated by racism. Which I can't tell you what happened because it's part of a court case. But when I can't tell you what happened, you'll be like, what? Right? It's just bonkers. And sometimes I lie in bed at night thinking about it, and I think I went to the cop shop with her at the time where they decided to actually prosecute her. And I kind of look back and I think, I wish I maybe had done that sometimes.
Look, you can't be saying that again, right? I've heard the bullshit, right? And this is just the Scottish justice system being wankers, right? This will get put to bed next week, and that'll be the end of it. And it's an absolute... And see, when you get to tell the full story, see, I can't wait for people to hear what this poor wee woman has had to go through. Yeah. It is absolutely despicable. And I'm not just saying that because of who I am and what I stand for. It's nothing to do with that. Anybody that's got any kind of decent bone in their body to hear this and don't think that this is think that was right, there's something wrong with you. There's something seriously wrong with you if you think what this wee woman's been put through. It is disgusting, absolutely disgusting. And honestly, I can't wait for Auntie Mary to get told, not to answer to, and you put a video out there because I want people to hear this. And
I'm going to interview her as soon as her case is over. She's going to sit down with a camera in front of her and tell the world her story. Good. And by the way, she wasn't my auntie. Remember the old woman that got done with the hate crime? She got arrested, 74-year-old. Morag.
Aye.
That's another thing about the fucking police having my phone. I want to phone me Morag, right? And guess what? Her number's in my old phone. My phone. This is my old phone I've got, right? With a new SIM in it. Her number and that's in there. I can't contact that wee woman. She came into my head the other day and I was like, oh, fuck, now wee Morag's going on. Anyway, so if Mary wasn't my auntie, I'd still be doing this story with her because it's fucking ridiculous. It's probably worse. Well, it is worse than Morag's one because Morag never got charged, right? My wee auntie's been at court 3 times, right? The trial still not started. So, aye, I'll be doing the full thing. Anyway, Jackie Lee is asking, only watch the TV, but came on the phone to share and look forward to your docs. Thanks very much for that. Put what area you're standing in the elections, please. Make it Greater Pollock. Now, here's a mad thing, right? You and I are probably in the same constituency. If Hamza Yousaf is your MSP right now, then we live in the same constituency. And I was going to stand in the constituency if Hamza had retired. He's not standing for election because that'd have been some laugh, right? But Hamza's not standing. So what I'm doing now, Jackie, is I'm going to stand in the regional list. That's your second vote in Scotland, right? Now you need to listen to this. This is dead important because you've got a job now, whether you want it or not, right? lot of people don't understand this. So on the regional list, I'll be in that. That's the second vote you get. And 7 people in the region. That's the whole of Glasgow, right? So there's 9 constituencies in Glasgow. And they become one region. So your second vote, you're voting for who you want to represent in the region. That's where I'll be. And what you need to do is, my name will not be on it. It'll say SDP, the name of the party, because the party's names go onto that second ballot. And you get everybody in Pollock to vote that in the second ballot. I'll go to Holyrood, right? If everybody in Pollock alone voted for me, right? That'd be enough. So that's your job now, Jackie. You need to tell the whole of Pollock between now and the middle of May when the election is. Mind, don't tell them too early, they'll forget, right? In fact, stand outside the polling station and just threaten them, right? I'm saying that in jest before I get arrested, because that is illegal, right? But, you know, just get everybody in Pollock to go that thinks the same as us to vote Big Hoosty in the second paper. And if I get about 20,000 in the whole of Glasgow voting for me, then I should get, by the good grace of God, a seat in Holyrood, and then the fun would really start. So that's what I'm doing, Jackie. You can vote for me if you're in Pollock, but not in your first vote, because that's just for the constituency, but the second vote for the region. And it's a Social Democrat Party. SDP, not SNP. You're a bit different, right? So
they're a big bit different.
Right.
Just out of curiosity, by the way, you mentioned their name there, Hamza Yusuf. Is they taking you up your offer to do your podcast?
Rab's put the book back up there. Rab McAllister. Does he write these books as Robert or Rab? I can't remember. I can't see it for here. Anyway, he's my brother-in-law for all intents and purposes. I'm not married to his sister, but I've been on with her for long enough. That's why I've got no hair. And he's an ex-soldier, and he writes some good. Hope she's not watching.
I hope she's not for your benefit.
Yeah. Aye.
If your own ex, by any chance as well, Rab's at handles Eyewitness Podcast.
Hold on.
There he is. Southsiders.
Come on. What's going on here, Money Hoops? About 90% of the audience will probably not know what that means, which I'm quite happy with that, right? Some Money Hoops, yeah.
Good lad, Southsiders.
Thomas Ross has helped me already in the case Lamo Lamo. The way it works is technically Thomas is a pal of mine. I've known him for a dozen years, maybe more now. And so I've got a lawyer, and your KC, because it's a sheriff court trial, it doesn't need a KC. He does like murder cases and all that, but he has helped advise my counsel, who is my lawyer, and yes, he's been more than helpful, as you can imagine. Sorry, what were you saying, bud, before I interrupted you?
For people who don't know who Rab is, if your own ex, his at handle is Eyewitness Podcast. There's another good account to get behind. As I say, I'm going to try and promote the people that are doing the work in Scotland this year in particular. I mean, I've not got a big account, but I've
just done a text off Gillian. Hold on.
Well, you're going to get leather, by the way.
No. That's cool.
Aye.
Obviously not watching. Anyway.
By the way,
always remember something. Look, she was the founder of Denzel.
By the way, do you know all my mates have started calling me Denzel now? My old nickname's gone. I'm just now known as Denzel.
Seriously?
Seriously, mate, it's doing my nothing.
That's brilliant. That is brilliant.
And one of my mates who's a big fan of yours watches all your YouTube channels all the time, right? He watches every one of your videos. He's another one that's wanting to meet you. You'll need to come and appease him at some point. That's what he's got me on his phone.
I can't have all these people want to meet me because I don't have a QR code.
Oh, fuck off. We're not starting this game.
Right. Tex asked me a question, and I'm not going to dodge a question. I'm going to talk and answer the question, but I'll answer the question very carefully. He says, not sure if I missed it, Craig, only just back, but what's the latest on court? When are you supposed to be back in there? Here's an exclusive for you, Tech. I was arrested on the last Friday in May. Normally, you would be taken to court within a month to be presented with the allegations and been asked if you plead guilty or not guilty. And then sometime after that, you proceed through the trial, maybe 6 months later because of the thing I was charged with. So I was now arrested 7 months ago. I've had 4, maybe 5 court dates to turn up to have that date where you say, Mr. Houston. Now, the reason I don't really know what I was charged with, although I do, because you can work it out. I was arrested and charged immediately without any interview. So they didn't do what they do in the cop shows and they go, so Mr. Houston, where were you in that Friday night, right? And that's never happened to me. I was never interviewed. I was arrested and charged immediately. So then you have your plea. And in 7 months, I've had 4 or 5 dates to plea. And in every time, bar one, they've cancelled it. Sometimes the day at the court, sometimes a day before, sometimes 2 days before. And they give you another letter. And the other letter says, you've not to go to court on that date, you have to go to court on this date. And your bail conditions remain. So that's the letter I've had that all the time, right up to about October, November, right? Then I got a letter the day before I was going to court. And it said, don't come to court, but it gave me another date. And it told me, because we've not gave you a court date now, you have no bail conditions, 0. But the one bit it never told me was, your charges are dropped. And despite numerous attempts to find out what the prosecution service were doing, I'm still completely in the dark, but I am still charged. And here's a wee update for you that nobody knows about, wee exclusive. Before Christmas, we filed an official complaint to the Prosecution Service of Scotland. A lawyer done that on my behalf. And we got a response. The response says, normally we will respond to these complaints within 5 working days. However, sometimes they can take up to 10 working days. That was a month ago. We still don't have a reply. That's not true. We do have a reply. We eventually got a reply about 3 weeks later saying, yeah, we've been busy, basically. So that's what I'm dealing with.
I'm telling you, I've got my theory on why they're doing it. It's all right to say it out loud on your channel.
I don't know what you're going to say, so can you answer it?
Well, I've said to you before, privately, about it, why I think they're doing it.
Well, if you've got an opinion, you've got an opinion. It may not be my opinion.
Okay. So my honest opinion is they're running scared of you. And this is the SNP or some powers from above flexing their muscles, keep you silent for long enough, keep you off the campaign trail, keep you at the limelight, and then by the time you get the opportunity to get out there, then you're not going to have much time to try and raise your profile.
Possibly. But the only weird bit about that is the party that's in power just now. I was arrested for something I allegedly said, or I don't even said. I wasn't arrested for it. I was arrested for what I was said, but not to them. I was charged with incitement. And the person who meant allegedly to have caused this problem for is not from the party in power.
Mm-hmm.
If it was SNP.
But it means Bumpy's made a good comment in there saying as well, it's just lawfare. That's exactly what it is.
Of course it is.
And there's Tech said it as well, just to discredit you. Again, he's absolutely bang on the money.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? There it's there. That's what's called lawfare. Do you know what I mean?
It's not the way the court system works, RWB. The way the court system works is you're asked before trial, and it could be a year before trial, and it's meant to be a month after you're arrested. You go to court and they ask you, are you guilty or no guilty? And you say, I'm guilty. They just deal you. You say you're not guilty. You set a court date. On 7 months, I've not had that. So it's not just the way the court system works, unfortunately.
I've corrected yourself in the comments as well on that one, by the way.
Well, it doesn't work. The whole system doesn't work.
No, you're right, it doesn't work. Honestly, I can't wait. I cannot wait. And I'm going to say this to the good people that listen to you. And See when Auntie Mary gets to tell her story, we really need to let everybody see that. Everybody needs to hear this, because see when you hear this, it is absolutely despicable. And I'm really trying my hardest not to say what I really want to say on this one. But honestly, wait till you hear this, man. It is it's the lowest of the low. That poor wee woman having to go through all this, man, for what? Nothing.
Aye.
Are you doing live through the World Cup again?
No. I get bloody copyright warning the last time I done the
I forgot
football.
about that. Saying that right enough, I mean, the kick-offs are going to be like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Imagine if in the state I was in an election night.
Oh, that was funny that night, sir.
Been alive.
It was all through the night, though. It was like after you'd been gone on to Niall Fraser's podcast and all that night, you were coming back, you were dropping out them, and then you were coming into spaces, and obviously that's where the big use to the internet sensation came out, because that's what Niall called you when he went on his podcast. But it was like, I think it was
He's
about
got a wee
like,
baby girl, by the way. Did you know that?
huh?
Did you see it? He had a wee baby girl.
Oh, did you know that? He's been quite quiet in recent times, though, hasn't he? He's not really been as
Oh, no.
active.
No, his man was born. Maybe he been born New Year's Eve. Was it the day before? It was around about then. He's been a bit busy, the boy. Give him a break.
I know, but I'm saying in recent times he's been quite quiet. I've not really seen too much of him in recent times. Obviously,
Aye.
it explains a lot of the fact he's had a kid in the way. Do you know what I mean? So maybe that's what's caused it. It would be good to. It would be good if Niall came along to one of the rallies and spoke as well, because he's a good speaker. You know what I mean? Another good lad. I mean, there's a lot of good people in Scotland that are not getting the exposure that they should be getting. Do you know what I mean? We just need to keep doing that. But I mean, the World
Do you know what I
Cup.
was just thinking there? I'm looking at this with a cigar. Do you know the only time I have? Do you know the only time I have a cigar when I do a live now?
Did you get them happy,
Remember when
Stevie boy?
it was because of that Stephen?
Stevie
this is the
boy.
ones I bought. 10 packets of these. It's 5 in a packet when I was in Crete. No, I bought them in duty free. So I've got 5 left, and I've got another 2 full packets there. That's 7. So I've got 7.5 packets out of 10, and I gave a packet away. So I've only smoked about 7 of the cigars since I came back my holiday in October. See?
It's the ones that we Stevie smokes, man.
You still there?
I'm still here,
Well,
right?
remember when he was coming the lives and he would always have a cigar? That's how I kind of started doing it. So fair go a cigar. So when I go on holiday, I always have a wee couple of cigars on the balcony and that.
He likes a cigar.
Aye. So I'm just sitting there like that. Somebody's gave up a smoking tech, misses cigars.
We go back to that election. That was hilarious, man. I mean, a lot of the lightweights went to their bed, and you were coming into spaces and ridiculing them for all going to their scratcher and all that. And then if somebody was trying to talk, you go, oh, do you know who I am? I'm back used to the
I was on 3 podcasts.
Absolutely slaughtered.
For 10 o'clock after, I think I'd done about 3 different podcasts, different times. 10 o'clock, I realised, fuck's sake, we get rid of the SMP. Right. So I opened, I bought them all. And, what's it called? Exit polls came out. I go and drink. Jesus, I done that, bought them out, then opened up something else, and I was into something else. And Puggle, right? Puggle. And I think we were still on like spaces till like 8 in the morning or something. It was mental. And then I woke up the next afternoon, about 2 or 3 in the afternoon, like that. Oh no. I can't remember much.
That's going to be one of the funniest nights I've had on Extra in a long time. Because it wasn't that. See, when the exit poll came in, you put up a photo of the bottle of whiskey. It was full. And as the night went on, that bottle just started disappearing.
Well,
I was slaughtered.
I think it was a Macallan I had that night. One of these special edition sherry casts or something. They did something up. Anyway, and then I just came back with a jug of water. That's a bugger that here, right? Look at that cheeky bugger. Craig, you remind me of Gregor Fisher in the Hamlet advert.
They'll come over.
I did drink. That's crank. Never trust a man that doesn't drink. I just told you I was bloated, right? I spent 2 minutes time with alcoholic in my life, so I don't like it. But yeah, but I was terrible. I wasn't like violent or anything like that, but I used to drink. Used to go, used to do a trick, right? When I was married, the street we were in, it was new builds, so everybody was great because like nobody, there was no cliques or nothing. So we were all around about the same age or same time in our life, or starting our families or that carry on, right? So it was great. And every weekend somebody would be having a party, right? Especially in the summer, the barbecues were rare. And it was either White Mackay. See, when I drink whiskey just to get drunk, drink it with ginger ale. So just any blend, doesn't matter. What would you want, right? Mackay, doesn't matter. I'm putting ginger ale in it, just give me in. So whether you're White Mackay or a Bales or a litre. So I'd take every part of that and whatever the missus at the time was drinking. And I remember going into one of the neighbours across the road. And I was like, where do you want this drink, Ken? She's like, just take it through to the utility room. So I was walking through and she had a fridge in there. Just put my ginger ale in and whatever. I says, look, just anybody's drinking whiskey, just tell me to crack in. She's like, what? I said, just crack in as normal. She's like, what are you talking about? I went, I bring a litre and just if anybody else is trying to tell me to fire in. She's like, Craig, I've known you for 2 years. Every party you turn up with a litre of whiskey and beer and you finish it. And nobody else in the house drinks whiskey. There's nobody in the street drinks whiskey bar you. And she went, so see when you're finished that one, there's one in the corner, you help yourself because you're the only person drinking it. I was like, what? Mate, every weekend, whatever house the barbecue was in, I would spank a litre of whiskey plus the beers. So I don't know how many beers you were drinking. But I used to, and I went, she went, we call it the disappear. It was like the joke that I wasn't in on. They're like, I would pick this disappearing bottle of whiskey because he comes in with a litre and he'd be as well just putting the cork in the bin because they'd always go, oh, there's Craig gone and better give me his whiskey back, whatever he's got left. And be like, there's no fucking whiskey. It's done it again. Plus all the beers. So it was terrible, mate. I still enjoyed it.
I'm not, to be fair, I'm not much of a drinker. I don't drink that often too. I just drink at parties and weddings and that, But that Christmas New Year period, man, wow. I done a power of drinking. I met up with one of your pals in Edinburgh on Friday. I had something for them. So I went through on Friday and just like, could you fancy just come for a wee drink while I waiting for the next train? Met through and that didn't happen. End up half slaughtered, man. On the rum and cokes, on the whiskey. Do you know what I mean? Because I love my whiskey, but there's so many people say, "Oh, you've got to drink whiskey with water." Nah, I believe if you drink whiskey, you drink it.
Oh, mate. Yeah, I need to tell you a funny story about the whiskey, right? I'm working for Reg Vardy, car dealer, biggest retailer of cars in Europe at the time. And I get moved to a job at their head office. So I'm living in the Marriott Hotel in Sunderland for 9 months, Monday to Friday, right? Just bloated, right? I can't tell. And I'd drive down on Monday morning, go straight to where I was working, and then Monday night check into the hotel. And I was here, there was a gang of us, there was about 6 or 7 of us working on this project. And a boy from Nottingham, a couple of boys from Glasgow, Yorkshire, And by God, man, we enjoyed that time, right? But we were that long that the staff were getting like pals, right? The duty manager and all that, right? So you used to go, right, listen, he's been sat here for 3 months every night. Is there anywhere you want to go? We've got a staff minibus there. Take you anywhere, drop you up, pick you up, right? So we go 10 pin bowling, drive us to Newcastle, right? We're in 10 pin bowling. Brilliant. So we came back, I can't remember, we were out in a jolly, fucking karaoke or some quiz night or something in a pub somewhere else in Sunderland. So the staff minibus takes us, drops us off, brings us back. It's a hotel, so the bar's still open, straight into the bar, right? So he goes up to the bar, and there's these 3 boys at the other end of the bar. It's not a big bar. They're at the other end of the bar. And they're drinking malt whiskies, right? And the boys talking utter pish. One of them thinks he knows everything about whiskey, and I don't know everything about whiskey. And I'm going, he's talking shite. But the only thing in his side was he knew more than the other 2, right? But there was another one kid, and one he knew as much as him, and the other one standing there like that. So he's like, right, next one, give us 3 double Lefroigs, right? And I'm like, oh, that's fucking rotten, man. Lefroigs.
That's Irish tea.
What?
That's Irish as well.
No, Lefroig's not Irish, right?
Lefroig's Irish.
Fucking, it's no, mate. Anyway, it's one of the hardest ones to drink. It's really, it's
tastes like disinfectant.
Lefroig. It's a tough drink, right?
Aye.
Something like that. There's no danger that boy's going to enjoy that, right? The other 2 will just talk shit, right? But that's the third one. He's like, oh, I don't know if I can handle that one. I went, here, mate, see that? That's not a bad whiskey, right? But can I give you a hint? I went, I bet they're really old drinkers and you drink lager. He's like, aye. And I went, aye, right. So they're into all the stronger tastes than you. I said, go and stick some water in it. Start off with half the amount of water to the whiskey and see how you like it. He went, I said, taste it first. Oh no, I couldn't. And I went, try this. That's nice, that. He went, but still a bit. I went, oh, yeah, bubble it up. Right. He went, that's actually pleasant. Now I can drink that. The one that knows it was like, oh, I mean, that's just terrible sacrilege. You know, you're doing the whiskey and all that. Shut up, you fucking idiot. He says, what's the point of boy drinking that new pint, you know, a tenner for a double single malt that he's not enjoying? Whereas I put a wee touch of water in it, the boy's now going, and eating that. Oh, don't know what you're talking about, right? I went, I don't know what I'm fucking talking about. I tell you what, mate. Are you willing to bet me £100 that I'll go to the toilet so that there's no cheating, and I'm going to come back, buy me any single malt. There's only about 10 up there. Buy me any single malt for the top line there. I'll come back and I'll name that whiskey. Then you tell me I don't know anything about whiskey. And he's like, I can pick anyone. I says, I pick anyone you want, mate. So I goes to the toilet, right? The barman's like, you sure, big? And I went, aye, just you do what you've been doing all right. I'll fucking figure this one out, right? So I goes to the toilet, comes back, right? Fucking double sitting there, right? I don't know fuck all. I know Lefroig's dead heavy, and I know Macallan's are quite light. Anything in between, I'm kind of fucked, right? But if I went like that, that's like, yeah, I can't remember the brand, right? I mean, let's say it was Glenmorangie, wasn't it, right? But let's say, I mean Glenmorangie, actually. That's Glenmorangie. No, there's 2 up there. There's a 12-year-old and a 15-year-old. I can tell with the colour of that, that's a 15-year-old. I looked and I went, am I right? The boys went chalk white. It's like, fucking spot on. Aye. But I know fuck all about whiskey, you crank. Sit down. See you, mate. See if you want to put what on your whiskey. You put what on your whiskies, right? So the guy's like that. I went, 100 quid. In fact, stick it behind the bar. Comes like that. So I'm like that, and the barman's like that. How'd you do that? I said, I'll tell you when he's away. So they're leaving. And the wee guy that was my pal at the, he's taking a bar. He comes up. Right, picking that was brilliant. He went, he's fucking raging. I went, mate, he's just being a dick. Right? You drink whatever you want to drink, enjoy it, whatever you want to enjoy it. He's like, I can't believe you could tell any of the whiskies. There's like a dozen up there by sniffing a taste. And I says, want me to tell you how I done it? He's like, aye. I said, watch this. Here, mate, but me and him, any double malt off the top shelf of your choice that you think this man will enjoy. So I certainly, Craig. So he goes up, right, takes the bottle off the shelf, puts it down, takes the cork off it, puts the cork in the bar, pours the drink, puts the bottle back on the shelf. Where's the bottle top? Where's the cork?
Still in the bar.
That's how I named the whiskey, mate. He's been doing it all night. Well, I've only seen him pouring like 3 or 4 drinks because we were out, right? But the whole time I've been back in, I'm like, that must be a hangy. But a couple of minutes later, he would go, oh, fuck. Right? But every time he poured up something, he took the cork off, put it down, poured it, and then put the fucking thing back up. That's how I fucking knew about whiskey was.
You had whiskey distilleries fucking headhunting you on the back end of that one, you know what I mean? I like my whiskey, I must admit. The thing is, though, right, there's always an argument on how whiskey should be drank. I've always said whiskey, so whiskey for me should be drank neat, no ice, no nothing. But what they say the proper way of doing it is you should have whiskey and a glass of water at the side. And you're meant to drink the whiskey and then take a sip of water to cleanse your palate.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I love my whiskies, but I'm like you. I mean, I'm not wanting fucking bottles of High Commissioner and all that, man. That's stuff that's just firewater.
But see me, right? See, there's some malts, I like Macallans. See the special edition Macallans where they've done different casks and stuff. I really like them because it's quite, Macallans are easy to drink, right? And I quite like them just with a wee splash of water or just over ice and just a sipper. But see, if I'm out to get drunk, I just want to drink whiskey because I don't mind the taste of it. I put it in ginger ale. Now, if I put my drink in ginger ale, and I actually quite like the taste of that, enjoy it, whiskey and ginger ale, not one for years right enough. I need to cover a few. I enjoy that. So if I enjoy that, it doesn't matter. I would never do that with a single malt, right? But blend, so it doesn't matter to me if it's a High Commissioner or a Johnny Walker. If it's a blend, it's a blend. Do you know what I mean? So that's kind of where I am with the whole thing. My taste bud couldn't tell the difference between a £20 bottle of whiskey with ginger ale in it or a £50 bottle of whiskey with ginger ale in it. So it's just ginger ale with and I'm
I never mix whiskey, so that's why if I'm out and I'm having a whiskey, it's got to be one of the better malts that they've got. Because I never put water in, I've never put Coke, never lemonade, never water, even ice.
If you're going to put anything other than a wee bit of water into a malt, don't buy a malt.
Aye,
it just doesn't make you're wasting it. Do you know what I mean? Somebody over generations of evolved this thing, this beautiful thing, mysterious thing. But don't drink it with Coke in it. If you're going to do that and you enjoy it, whiskey and Coke, not just a blend. And
I've got to stay off a drink this month. I mean, that was honestly that Friday night there, mate. Honestly, I only went through because I got them right. So I met this person on X, right? Good pal. We're a really good pal, right? Really close, and what you call it? Always gave Christmas presents to each other, right? So they mentioned that I dropped the Christmas presents off on Christmas Eve, and they mentioned that that they like this one thing. So me being me, I came home that night, looked online, found it because they said they couldn't find it, and I found it, right? So I went through on Friday to drop it off, right? So then at this wee pub, man, I was on the Guinness, on the lager, on the whiskey, on the rum and cokes. I was walking back down to that train station, so I'm no joking, I was bouncing off every wall on the way down, man. I was buckled, seriously, man.
I was buckled.
I get home that night, I think I ordered a McDonald's. I was that hungry, man. Stop it. Right, there's no need.
That's what I meant to do. No, I meant to do something else that you will like. Hold on. Yeah.
That's brilliant. That's funny.
I made that job.
The only thing it misses is that people seem to forget is I've got a beard. So like your Shawnee boy done one of me, nae beard.
I was
That
telling it
one's
to
nae beard.
rosy cheeks, right?
Big rosy cheeks. I don't think I've got rosy cheeks either. But that's a cracker. That'll be my new profile picture by the end of the night.
Brilliant, that.
That's quality. That's funny as anything, man. Have you done any have you looked into any decals from my scooter yet?
No, mate, I've not been out at Barhead for ages, so I need to go over. But you know, that thing that we were doing for an income for me, I stopped doing it in May when I moved on
Oh,
to
right,
doing
okay.
the YouTube full time. So I've been out twice, I think, since May, but I need to go because that's where my books are, and I need to go and get a couple of copies for folks. So I'll need to go this week at some point.
Well, mind
And
you look at the
all I need
decals
is,
for us.
I'll
So I
maybe
can
get
get
your
them on the
phone and you
bike.
can describe it you want, and I'll design it up while I'm there, and then order them. We can print them and all that there, but unless I'm doing like hummers in them, I'm as well just ordering them out and getting the decal sent to me, and the vinyl will go on your bike. Do you know what I mean? For just
Aye.
like a one-off, it's cost effective. But we've got the print machine and the vinyl cutter and stuff there for doing big runs, but there's no point just for a one-off. So I'll get them within about 24, 40 hours. And then
Well, I mean, hopefully I'll see you. Hopefully you'll be able to come through at the weekend, meet up with the guys that are coming up to see for the weekend. We can come up and say hello to them. And hopefully I'm hoping to hear back about my scooter tomorrow or Wednesday. Because when I spoke to the garage last week, he told me that was in the workshop getting its new exhaust on it. Top of the range exhaust, big Scorpion.
So what colour? Sorry, you're getting your own bike back, ain't you? Fixed?
Aye. So the damage that was done to my bike was superficial. It was only cosmetic, but it was cast as done as a category N write-off. But that only means that I was paid out to get the repairs completed on it, and then it's got to get an MOT on it just to show that it's roadworthy again.
There's a thing always saying, if you come to Northern Ireland, Craig, it's your round, mate, only drink doubles. I was meant to be coming to Northern Ireland this weekend. I was meant to be coming to cover, there was meant to be a protest in Ballymena, you know, about those wee girls that were tampered with by the foreign people. But I got a message last week off Alan to say it had been cancelled. So, unfortunately, no reason to come to Northern Ireland, but I do like Northern Ireland. The last time I was over a bit of Ballymena, you know, just after the first riots, and interviewed a couple of locals and local deputy mayor. Nice young boy, can't remember. I'm sure it was DUP, the boy. And no, the videos were doing well. So I was coming back over to cover that, but it's been knocked in the heat. So there's no reason, but I'll you know, I'm no stranger to Northern Ireland. And I was thinking, I'd maybe doing a wee. It depends how the you know, as the better weather comes in, see if the protests start up again. Northern Ireland and Dublin. Might do the both. Come out, you know, 3 or 4 days. That's it. Ballymena folk are mental, right? Ballymena is nuts, right? But I love it, right? It's just brilliant place. The people are just brilliant. Wee Alan, I had never met a guy in my life, and before I left, I ended up at his house because he's like, "Do you want to come down?" I says, "No." I says, "I'm going to go to the airport and try and get my video, at least one video, edited and out tonight before my flight, so folk can start watching." I think my flight was about 8 o'clock. And this would have been about 3 or 4 in the afternoon. And he went, "Come to my house, I've got great Wi-Fi." And I went, I sat in his house, and his missus were brilliant with me. And his Wi-Fi, I've never seen Wi-Fi as fast as this in my life. Must be stealing it off somebody. And he done the cheery bye now at the end of my video and all that. It's crackers. Brilliant.
That was
Anytime
funny.
saying that, mate, Galway, right? I'm working for Rangers, right? Rangers B team are in a it's called the Challenge Cup for all the teams outside the Scottish Premier Division, and then they let Rangers and Celtic through time, Aberdeen and Hearts put their B teams in it. And then what they started doing is they'd invited a couple of teams from Northern Ireland, for Wales, and I think one for the Republic each year, just to try and spice this tournament up. So Rangers, I'm working for Rangers at the time, and because I was into my youth fitness, I could done some great trips with the young boys. Done Ballymena, done Moscow, believe it or not, with Rangers youth team. So they used to, although I was the insecurity, I worked alongside the security guys, and his security gaffer was like, "You fancy doing the Ballymena trip for the youth team and that cup?" It's like, "Any bother." So I went out, I'm doing security, I'm touchline security, right? I'm sitting in the tunnel. And I think the Ballymena team knew it was all young boys they were playing against and thought it would win easy. So they had like their goalkeeper, their centre half, centre mid on the bench. And I was talking to about a photographer. I was like, "Do you think the Rangers will win?" He's like, "They shouldn't, but they've rested all they've put off their starters on the bench. So they might win a wee chance." So Rangers get a wee young boy, he was about 19 at the time, Serge Attican. He fucking scores, right? With about 2 minutes to go, it's 1-0. And you only are allowed Rangers had 2 overage players, so they had, I can't remember who it was. It was a boy, an Albanian boy, can't remember his name now, it's terrible, come back to me. And it wasn't Scotty Arfield, but it was somebody that's out, maybe coming back for injury or something. 2 at the first team playing. Oh, these boys were smashed all over the park in the second half. You know, those big proper pros just smashing all these young boys. And they laid his name there. So the Albanian boy, who was normally a wee nippy winger, he wouldn't get involved in the rough and tumble. He was getting fucking tore into them because he's like, "Oh, you, that's only a Wayne smash, right?" So he ended up, he get taken off. There was a bit of a roll about, 5 minutes to go. He get taken off. He's wanting to fight for the world. So he gets taken off, sits on the bench. So I went round to the other side of the bench. His name there. I says to him, "Here," but I went, "See when the final whistle goes, it's going to get tasty. Don't you get involved. They can't send me off." He's like, "But Craig, they're attacking the young boys." I says, "Well, I'll look after the young boys, right? You get involved, they'll give you a red card. I can't get a red card, right? So, see the final whistle goes, up the tunnel." It's like, "All right." Fucking final whistle goes, right? He stands upright and I've and I'm like, "You gypsy bastard, that you're getting fucking done in the tunnel," right? So I'm trying to get him up the tunnel. And I got him, come up the Ballymena showground, is it called? You get in the tunnel, there's a couple of 4 steps at the top, and then you get into the right along a corridor, your dressing room's in there, and your dressing room's on there. So it took me a wee 50 yards to get him up the stairs, right? I swear to God, man. And he was game, he's like, "Fucking go for it." So about 3 or 4 of them wanted to kill him. But the rest of the teams, I think, saw shaking hands outside. So I eventually got him up and into the changing room. Then I've ran back down the tunnel. And just as I've got to there, wee Serge is walking off the park. There's about 4 of them making a beeline for him. The ones that had been trying to get in. Enzo, the Albanian boy. So they've then turned around and went trying to get this wee boy, it's 19, the African boy, right? So I've jumped on the park and I'm fucking getting in the middle of him and all that. I'm fucking stop taking liberties. He's fucking 19, you can't, you're in your 30s, right? So I'm getting him up the tunnel, and the next thing that happened, right, it's, I just stopped and burst out laughing, right? This old guy's running down for the stand to get to the tunnel because it's all kicking off all the gaff, right? And he's running down to the tunnel as I've got me man up the tunnel on him, down his back, and he's like, "Oh, you big fiending bastard," right? Hey, you talking to? You're not got a guy in the fucking stand, mad Ballymena fan, calling me a dirty fiending bastard, and I'm like, "I work for Rangers, you half-wit." That was it, mate. So Ballymena, aye. Brilliant. And then when I went back to Ballymena, I can't remember, it was before, about 2019, I think, that game. And then I went back to Ballymena last year, so I hadn't been there for 5 years. And I got to meet with Alan. I said, "He's like, you been to Ballymena before?" I went, "Aye. Talking to people in Ballymena, I was a dirty fiending bastard, or a fat baldy fiending bastard, something like that." He's like, "What?" I was telling him the story, and he's like, "That sounds about right." If you're no fee here, you're no one of us, right? Oh, brilliant. Good laugh. Anyway, I think we'll call it an end there, mate. That's us done another 2-hour shift.
Aye, no bother, big man. It's been good to see you back again. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure.
You've got some stories. You get the whiskey tasting story and the me being a baldy fiending bee when I went to Ballymena.
We just need to keep all your stories in the back burner, and I'm pretty sure you've got plenty more you can share with us in the future.
Do you know what was really funny, right? And I did think about this, even I put the video out for Ballymena, and I was telling Alan the story, because I was in his house when he was, he'd been to Ballymena before, and I was like, "I told him."
That was funny.
So see when I put the video out, I remember getting home, right? The video done nuts. There was 10,000 people who'd watched it. It's only fucking 45 minutes. The flight's only 15 minutes, but it takes you 45 minutes for leaving the what's it called? The terminal to land and getting into Glasgow terminal. The flight's 15, 20 minutes. You're only up in the air. So it was about 45 minutes, an hour maybe before I could get out and check the video, right? 10,000 views in an hour. Right? It went nuts for it, right? I was like, Jesus Christ, there must all be folk from Northern Ireland watching it. And I remember thinking, I wonder if that guy in Ballymena that ran down the stairs shouting at me 5 years later is watching this video going, I know that boy's face for somewhere, right?
Shared it everywhere.
Aye. I'm getting instructions.
I wouldn't mind going. I want to go to a couple of different protests this year. I'm going down to Braintree on the 31st of January.
Send me your photo, mate. A better one for you.
You got a better one?
Better.
I'll see that when I come after.
Put it in your WhatsApp. You've got your wee beard. She's managed to get you a wee beard.
If I go and do that, then no man, it'll cut me out here. But I know you're shutting down anyway, so
that's right, Galway. You're Galway. See, you're saying 40 minutes to get through security for a 10-minute flight. See if you're taking off that direction and you land in Belfast that direction, right? You're literally up. I've timed it. Going to the international airport, which is the other side of Belfast, right? See, by the time they tell you to get your seatbelt, you can plug, right? Till get your seatbelt back on was 12 minutes. And about 15 years ago, I was going with a lassie. She was a stewardess for EasyJet. And she said, if you were taking off pointing towards Edinburgh, you need to turn round and you might need to go past Belfast to come back. It was better because you were up for about 25, 30 minutes, right? So it means you could go round and do a service. And she used to hate it when Rangers off Celtic were playing. She, oh, fuck, I'll get a Belfast flight, man. It's got to be full of crackpots, right? And she came on, how did your shift go today? And she's like, oh, I fight my boy in the flight for the football. It's like, how? It's like, there's 3 of them. And he's like, he's 9. Whatever the slider is, Bulmers or whatever. He's 9 Bulmers. And she's like, what? He's 9 Bulmers. She's like, no, how many is he for? It's for 3 years. Is that 3 each? Aye, no. You're getting 1 each. The guy was raging. And she's like, I'm trying to do you a favour because you'll need to walk off the plane with the 2 that you don't get a drink because we're pointing that way and we're landing that way today. So we're literally, you'll never drink them. And aye, crackpots, man.
Aye, all good fun. Well, we'll just get into it again this year. We just need to keep going and hopefully we can get on the campaign train with you soon enough. I'll speak to you offline about Auntie Mary. There was something else I need to speak to you about as well, so I'll speak to you offline about that anyway. I'll catch up with you next couple of days.
All right, buddy. Well, listen, thanks very much to you. Thanks very much. Well, listen, I need to say really thank you very much to Patriot Dan, to Joanna, Joanne sees more of my videos than me, to be perfectly honest with you. Clockwork and Patriot Dan again. Really do appreciate that. And that money goes into the fund to buy stuff. So thanks very much for your support. And do us a favour. Thanks for tuning in. Sorry we bored you to death with our silly tales. But kind of a great day. Cheery bye now.
Cheers, big man.